Okay, so now you're going to start getting into groups of 3 and start working on the project together, because it's going to get a lot more complicated and you each need to take a job. It is possible that somebody could do this on their own, but we like to make sure students get a chance to work together. Anyway, so the 3 jobs are these. You have a programmer. Now the programmer is going to be in charge of finishing the code. Okay, so whoever's the best coder amongst you, you can keep going, or whoever thinks they need more work can work on it. It doesn't matter, because I'll help you through it. So finish the code. So we have 8 LEDs being controlled, and also you're going to be in charge of converting all the images. So somebody will give you an image, and then you have to convert it to an array, which is just a bunch of numbers saying what is what, you know, how much color is in each pixel of red, green, and blue. Okay, we have a program that does it for you. We just have to, I'll teach you how to do it, and then you can show everybody else how to do that. Okay, and so that's basically it for the programmer. Electrical. Okay, electrical, you have to finish wiring the breadboard. So you're going to be doing a lot of wiring, cutting wires, making sure everything's good, and then you have to wire the Arduino. And the sensor. There's going to be a sensor that detects a magnet, and that's how you know, that's how the Arduino knows when to start blinking the lights. Okay, now you're probably not going to get the Arduino right away, but you will get the breadboard right away. So start with the breadboard first and then work your way along. Mechanical. Okay, mechanical people are also going to be most likely the kind of like the group leader in a way. The mechanical people, because it doesn't really take too long to build this. Okay, it's just screwing on a handle and deciding where you want to put stuff. Okay, so mechanical people will be in charge of just putting this together, making sure it works, and making sure the handle is good. The handle has a magnet right here, and make sure it has a magnet. Depending on if we reuse the handles, you may or may not have to put that in. Just make sure it has it. Attach the Arduino and the breadboard. Okay, so as soon as you have everything attached on there and it's good, you just give it to the wiring person, and then the wiring person takes over. So you got to do this right away, and just borrow the breadboard from them to mark where you need to drill, and then give it back to them. Don't take things from the wiring person, so they can still do their job. Alright, so that's part of teamwork. You gotta talk with each other and say, well, what do you need, and how can we share and work effectively in parallel. Okay, so you gotta decide where to put the breadboard, most likely up at top, because that's where you want the lights on the outside of the circle. Where do you want to put the Arduino? Most likely close, because you want the wires going to them. And where do you want the battery? Also, it should probably be close, because it has a very short cord. Anyway, the one thing that you really might want to think about is where do you put the handle. Okay, you might want to try figuring out what goes on with that. Anyway, and then you're also in charge of teaching the group how to use the program that we use to design the images. Okay, it's a very simple program. I just want to teach one person in the group, then they teach everybody else. I want everybody in the group to do 2 images. Okay, so do your name and then do something else that's fun. Okay, and I'll show these people some examples in their tutorial. Okay, last but not least, I forgot to write it down. Documentation. Okay, everybody should be documenting what they do, but the leader, I think, should be in charge of making sure everybody is doing it, reminding them, and trying to collect everything into one location so that it's ready to turn in and show that, you know, everything that you did. Now I want to talk about how you're going to organize yourselves into different types of groups. Okay, so you're going to have 2 different groups. You're going to have an interdisciplinary group, and you're going to have a co-disciplinary group. Okay, your interdisciplinary groups are your groups of 3. So you can see groups of 3 right here. Okay, so I have 4 groups here because I didn't want to draw a ton. Anyway, and then over here So all the programmers are going to be getting together, and then all the electrical people are getting together, and all the mechanical people are getting together. So you're going to have two groups. One group in which you share the project, you share the responsibilities of putting together a spinning color wheel, but you all have different jobs, different responsibilities within that group. Okay, the people over here, they're all working on a different color wheel, but they all have the same job. So whenever you're trying to solve a problem with your specific job, you need to be in your co-disciplinary group. Also, SME stands for subject matter expert. So you get together with other subject matter experts in your field and you work on the problem together. That way, you don't have everybody having the same problem and each coming up to the teacher individually trying to figure it out, and the teacher has a hard time answering everybody's question. You get together as a group. If the group of you can't figure it out, and then you come and then you all get the answer together. This makes it much more efficient in the classroom, and hopefully you learn more by figuring it out on your own with other students. Okay, so you're probably going to spend, at least in my class, you're going to be spending more of your time in these groups than you are in these groups. Okay, every day you come in, you're going to get together with these people and discuss your responsibilities and who needs to do what, while trying to solve problems here with these guys. Okay, if you need information from somebody else in your group, you can just go talk to them real quick and then come back and work with your co-disciplinary group. That way everybody's helping everybody else out, and it just works a lot better. There will be 3 more videos that I will make, one for each job. Okay, so whatever job you have, you skip to that video and follow along, and it will help guide you with your job. There will also be documentation and other things to look at on Canvas.